Hi, in this video I'm going to tell you the types of games and their implementations and examples and what they mean. First we have sequential versus simultaneous. Sequential means in order. So for each move, player 1 gets his turn, then player 2 gets his turn. They're going to be implemented in sequence, one by one, like we do in chess. Alright, AI uses game trees to find out the next optimal move. In sequential games, then we have simultaneous games. These have concurrent moves. For example, rock, paper, scissors. You don't know what the other person is going to act like. You don't know what the move of the other person is going to be. You just plan your move and you implement it, right? Concurrently, you do that. Then we have single play versus iterated. Basically, in single play, there's one shot. It is designed for one person only, while iterated has a series of problems or games. For example, repeated prisoner's dilemma. Prisoner's dilemma is basically a game, a sort of game that we study in AI, in which both of the prisoners are separately given, negotiation deals. If one backs out or betrays the other, he wins. But if they don't really betray each other, they cooperate with each other by staying silent, they both win, right? Then we have zero versus non-zero sum. Zero sum is basically one person will win and other person will lose. So one person's gain is going to be the other person's loss or defeat. Okay, the total payoff is going to be zero. For example, in chess. However, in non-zero sum game, both parties can either cooperate with each other, which is better because one person's loss doesn't really mean the other person's gain. So it's better that they cooperate with each other. However, they can also not cooperate with each other, but that won't mean that the other person will lose or win. They both will lose in the situation of not cooperating with each other. For example, if we take the example of let's say voluntary exchange. So voluntary exchange programs we have in universities, that is a non-zero sum example. Like both parties gain their benefits while no one loses. All right. Then we have perfect versus imperfect information. Perfect information is where in the game the persons know exactly what previous moves were taken and what's the history of game, right? In chess. While in imperfect information, the key knowledge, the key information is hidden. For example, in poker, you don't really know who's going to win or who has which cards. All right. Then last one is cooperative versus conflict. Cooperative is basically like an example of a non-zero sum. We could take it like that. For example, that teamwork is promoted. Like if we work in a team, everybody will be successful. Everybody will win. The example is human not. And in conflict, we can just, let's say it's like zero sum game. Both the parties are, in conflict. One's win will be the other person's defeat. Like in team sports, internally we cooperate with each other, but externally we are in a conflict, right? One team will win, the other will lose. Thank you for watching. Follow for more.